Hi there, I'm Dr. Lucy Dean and I'm the Curriculum Leader at the Centre for History at UHI. If you're interested in putting people and society at the heart of your explorations of the past, then UHI's Centre for History undergraduate single and joint honours courses are just what you're looking for. Our team of expert research-led teaching staff will help you to develop your skills and to investigate the cultural, political, social and economic history of Britain, Europe and the wider Atlantic world, across a variety of chronologies from medieval to modern. Our programmes are delivered primarily online through our virtual learning environment alongside live video conference sessions weekly for each module. Our programmes also provide the opportunity for you to specialise in Scottish history at the 3rd and 4th year to exit with a Scottish history degree, either single or joint award, which will offer you the chance to investigate the rich histories and legacies of the Kingdom of the Scots beyond the romance and the myths. To give you an insight into what it's really like to study with UHI's Centre for History, some of our students have shared their experiences and takeaways.
So I started looking at the different unis and the courses they offer, and I knew I wanted to do something that has to do with Scottish history, but I also wanted to do something that has to do with books because I'm a writer myself. I saw that UHI had a joint degree in Scottish history and literature, so I thought that's really what I want to do. And I had to look at other unis as well, but in the end I chose UHI over the others because I quite liked how kind of personal it was. It was a lot smaller, which means you're a lot more kind of close to your lecturers and to the other students. For someone like me who came in from a different country who didn't know anyone, it made things a lot easier to get into it. I had a lot of help, a lot of support, and I found friends really quickly in my class. So that was, yeah, I've never regretted that decision.
I was very into history and archaeology, and I saw that it was possible to take a joint course, basically. So that then became my retirement plan once I got the information, and I was able to apply after retiring and got accepted, and started in September 2020, and it's been a very quick 4 years ever since.
When I was 14 and learned about Mary Stuart, that was the moment I decided, yeah, I want to do something with Scottish history, really. And then what I really enjoyed was throughout the course to kind of get into some other topics. So I really got into the Jacobites as well, for example.
Favourites was Scots in North America, which was I thought was excellent, following kind of expatriate Scots and in their journey. But the one that I enjoyed most was the Jacobites, the patriots, rebels or opportunists. And the bit that kind of topped it was the project that came with it, and I was able to then spend time in the Highland Archive Centre and the libraries and come across documents from the 1745 time. I don't know what it says about me, but that kind of I got quite excited and thrilled about being able to handle documents that were 250 years old and had kind of passed through Jacobite hands, and was then able to use it in the project. So it's yeah, that's probably my favourite module so far.
Working at Culloden, so I kind of had a bit of the background of what happened and all that. And then actually researching everything that came before. In Culloden, I'm very focused on the 1745 rebellion and the end of that. But then the module kind of went into the kind of previous rebellions as well, and all the backgrounds of the Jacobite risings and the kind of political stuff that was all involved. And that was really interesting for me to kind of get the context for the place I was working. And then my other favorite module was The Empire Strikes Back, about how the empire kind of shaped Scotland the way it's today. And I really liked that about it because it gave me the opportunity to do a project about a lady from there and from this place who made her fortune in the kind of transatlantic slave trade and everything. And I thought it was really fascinating.
Before I started the course, I kind of thought I was quite well informed. I mean, history was a kind of hobby, but not a bit of it really. I think I clearly just had this surface knowledge of it based on the romance and the mythology and the kind of songs and poetry about it. And the fact that the module that we got and the additional reading just deepened and broadened my understanding of it beyond anything that I'd ever kind of anticipated. Rebecca touched on that, as like the politics, the kind of the legacies, the fact that it reached across the Atlantic into Europe and so on. It was just yeah, ended up fascinated by it. And although there was lots and lots of reading, is that it was absorbing reading and wasn't a chore.
And it just shows you how such a kind of small country as Scotland can have an impact not just on Europe but even world history. Like, I mean, taking back the example from the Jacobites, the Battle of Culloden and the rebellions had like an impact on the whole world by, you know, the idea of rebellions traveling to France and America, where, you know, there were French involved in Culloden, and so many of the Jacobites went to America afterwards and were involved in the American Revolution. So I think it's, you know, important to consider how this history actually shaped world history on a larger scale. And I think if you're interested in history generally, it's important to kind of look at these aspects and how all these little bits add up to the whole history that we have.
If our students, past and present, have excited your interest in exploring your options for studying history with UHI, and particularly specialising in Scottish history, then you can find out more by checking out our website or by getting in touch. We look forward to hearing from you.